What's going on, boss man? What's your name? Where you from?
I'm Steve. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're a long way from home. I'm gonna get right to it, man. How did we get to this situation, man? How we get out here on the street?
Out here on the street, you want me to start from the beginning, back in Arizona, or
It'd be nice. I mean,
okay, yeah,
it'd be
that's
nice.
no problem.
Whatever led up to your current situation.
Okay, yeah, getting out of prison. Did some time in the penitentiary back home in Arizona, all for drug-related offenses and whatnot. I got clean in prison, got out and did really good. Got off parole and had my own place, had vehicles, had a good job, everything. Reconnected with my wife, who went down a similar road of drug use and then getting her shit together, and we reconnected. I convinced her to come move in with me, and we relapsed and slowly started losing everything. Lost our place, lost our car, pawned everything we owned, and then her parents were kind enough to throw us a lifeline and said, come out to North Carolina, move in with us, get your shit together, get back on your feet and do this right, get married and start a life together. And we took it. We came out here, but we couldn't get out of our mess. You know, we couldn't get off dope, had to get high, and even though we were both working full time out here, we couldn't get it together. It was just a beast, and we were slowly circling the drain. We left her folks' place on bad terms prematurely before we were ready, ended up in a motel, and she got fired from her job and I got fired from mine 2 days later, and this is where we're at now, on the street with no jobs, no prospects, and just stuck in our own mess right now. So
you're stuck. So I heard you say something about addiction. What type of addiction you got?
Fentanyl and ice are, you know, my two big ones. Those are my main two. I mean, I'll kind of do anything, you know, but that's my preferred two drugs of choice.
Right. That fentanyl out here, it's out here heavy these days.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it a little bit. What made you decide to try fentanyl for the first time?
Well, I think my opiate addiction is kind of like so many that I've heard before. It started off with legitimate medical issues, you know, that led to pain management and prescription drugs for a long time. That just kept getting more and more and more and more. And one day, because of a dirty UA at my doctor's office, you know, I had some ice in my system. They just cold kicked me out. Just, you know, I was getting 180 oxycodone 30s a month and 60 milligram oxymorphone opanas a month, and they literally just stopped. Said, no, you know, you're done.
Yeah.
And I had to turn to the street to get my shit. It was too expensive, so I turned to heroin. Heroin was my drug of choice, and all of a sudden one day fentanyl hit the scene and heroin just kind of disappeared. All of a sudden you can't find heroin. Fentanyl's everywhere. It's cheaper, stronger, and yeah, that's how I turned on to fentanyl, because it's stronger than heroin, it's cheaper than heroin, and I can't even find heroin anymore. So, you know.
So have you ever been sick off fentanyl? Explain that feeling. How did that feel?
Oh, cool. Yeah. So you're talking beginning stages of, you know, you just feel like you got the flu almost. Your joints, every joint in your body, knees, elbows, feels like it's just gonna explode from pressure building up inside. You're sweating your ass off, but you're freezing cold. Your skin is crawling. You're puking. You're shitting. You know, and it's just, you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. You just wish you want to die sometimes.
Man.
And as time goes on, it just gets more and more intense. But right now where we're at, it's almost a daily thing of just being out on the street trying to hustle money. I don't even get high anymore. I just get right. I just keep myself from getting
where
sick,
you can function,
to where I can function
without being hurt. It's
just the daily cycle of all day long. We get up in the morning, we go out and hustle. We don't come back to the tent until after dark, and smoke and get right and start over, sleep for a few hours, and do it all over again. It's
yeah, I understand that. I hear you talking like, you know, like you fed up with it, man. So I want to know, like, what's stopping you from getting some help? Are you getting any help? I don't know.
Currently, I'm not getting any help at all. But just recently, I mean, my wife has been fed up, and it's just wearing on me. I can't sit anymore as a man and listen to my wife tell me and cry about how horrible this is and how she can't stand this and doesn't want to be here anymore, and she can't do it no more. And I just can't stand by and live with myself and not do anything to rectify this.
Yeah.
I'm looking into going to a methadone clinic and getting right. I've worked my whole life full time. Me not working right now these last 6 months is the first time ever in my life. I'm not used to it. I need to get back to work, but all of my stuff was stolen. I don't have ID, I don't have a social security card, I don't have transportation. I'm not saying it's impossible for me to get through this, but it's gonna be tough. But I need methadone to make sure I'm straight and not sick and can function every day at work, because if I'm on dope and nothing else, going to work dope sick is not a thing. I won't be reliable and it'll never get anywhere. So I gotta get off this shit.
So right now you just lack the resources you need to get back on your feet.
Exactly.
I understand that, man. I understand that a lot. It seems like you love your wife, and I hope that you guys get yourself together, because it sounds like, you know, y'all hanging in there together.
Yeah, that's my
but
end
at the
game.
But at the same time, it's kind of tearing y'all apart at the same time.
Yeah.
But share with me another one of your damage and consequences besides, you know, you lost your property, you know, your relationship, the ties that you got with your mother-in-law and them. Is there anything else? You got any kids, anything like that?
I don't have any kids, but I mean, my drug addiction has, like with I'm sure almost all addicts that go through this, it has burnt and ruined my side of it, like my relationship with my family, my mother, my sister, you know, my dad, you know.
Yeah,
I couldn't even call them right now and say I'm in trouble, like I'm in a bad way. Like, if you don't help me right now, like it's gonna be dire. It's gonna be all bad. Like, help, I'm in danger. They wouldn't send me $1 to save my life right now, you know. And I don't blame them. I'm not mad at them. I don't blame them. I've done some horrible shit to my family, all in the name of getting dope and getting money, you know. So I'm not mad at them for it. I feel bad for the things I've done.
You see that responsibility as a man. You understand
Absolutely,
you understand that your actions led to that.
Yeah.
To ruin. Yeah. Do me one favor, man, before we close this interview. Just in case everything, youth, school students, young adults that's contemplating choosing this lifestyle, what type of advice you got for them?
I would say, well, just don't. I've never worked so hard in my life I've worked my ass off every day from sunrise to sunset, out there making money, melting in the heat, essentially just to kill myself. I mean, I am working myself to the bone to get money, to get a drug that is just wearing me down, and it's probably gonna kill me one day. It's, you know, so it just ain't worth it. I mean, I got a lot of regrets, and it's just not gonna go well. It's not something you can get into just part-time or just this once. Don't even do it even once, because it's gonna ruin your life, and it's not if you're gonna die, it's when you're gonna die. And
That's excellent advice, man. I appreciate you, man. I got a donation for you, and I hope the next time I see you, get yourself together, because, man, it pains me to see people in your condition. I ain't no better than nobody else, but, man, I do hope that you get the help that you need, man. I appreciate you.